Hello, Simon from Tora Kukri. Just got to show you a new product. It's a replica of Lieutenant Colonel Macdonald's Kukri. Now, it is potentially used from when he joined the 2nd 5th Gurkha Rifles in World War I in Mesopotamia, where he saw action. And then in between wars, he was involved in the Northwest frontier, and there was a particular bloody battle. Now, I'm not at all sure I'm pronouncing this right, but Ahnai Tangi, where the 2nd 5th lost or had 90 casualties, of which quite a few were killed. It was a bloody affair, close quarter battle. And then in World War II, he was a major. By then, he might have been a major in Waziristan, I'm not entirely sure. And anyway, he was only in the 2nd 5th for a short while because he raised the 4th 5th Gurkhas and became a lieutenant colonel. And this is definitely the Kukri he was using in that particular period. They had a great record in Burma in World War II. Later on, actually, he became Brigadier of the 48th Gurkha Brigade, Infantry Brigade, which was a Gurkha brigade. And so this Kukri has a lot of history behind it. Now, it's got a blade length of 31.5 centimetres. And it's an ideal Kukri for a sidearm for a Gurkha officer, because the Gurkha officers back then wouldn't have had to do any of the utility work. They're orderly, stroke bodyguard. He would have had a bodyguard definitely when he was Lieutenant Colonel. They would have done all the utility work for him, so he wouldn't have needed a Kukri that was a bit heavier than this and a bit longer. This was a great sidearm Kukri, it must be said. That's a beautiful balanced Kukri. I really love it. It's absolutely superb. So fast in the hand. So for close quarters, it's a very, very effective Kukri. There's no doubt about it. The handle has a nice bit of decoration on it as well, and obviously the standard butt cap by them. I'd just like to point out that the Kukri by around 1938 had become standardised for the regiment. Now before then, the 1st 5th would have had their own Kukri made for their own Gurkhas, and the 2nd 5th would have had a particular Kukri made for their particular Gurkhas in their battalion. So they would have had 2 different types of Kukri per battalion. Even the way they drew the Kukri out and had them presented on parade and stuff like that, that was all different. Although in the 2nd 5th and 1st 5th, they did actually retain the differences in when they drew the Kukri out and how they presented them for inspection and stuff like that. But the Kukri had become standardised by then. So in World War II, we're talking about not the 1st 5th Gurkha Rifles Kukri, but the 5th Gurkha Rifles Kukri. Now, I'd just like to point out that this one was armourer made, that Lieutenant Colonel Macdonald had it, and that was quite common. A lot of officers did have their Kukri made by the armourer of the battalion or regiment, depending on when you joined. Now, I must say, some of the Kukri made by the armourers for the regiment and or for their officers were absolutely outstanding. Really, really nice Kukri. So, you know, they are quite good if you can get hold of one. So I'm very pleased that this is one of those, and as I say, it's such a beautiful Kukri. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the chit chat. Do enjoy your lives, take care of yourselves, and thank you for watching.